They want to move me, they move me and sit on. I'm not getting anywhere. So I decided to retire. And they all want me to stay. But they didn't know that if I stay, I still be where I am. Eh? I know them getting up and went away. But to me, no. And they asked me, you could have stayed for another 10 years. And I said, yes. But those 10 years are mine. Yeah, I just talked to them blank like that, especially the manager. He said, why? I said, I've struggled here for 30 years. Now I'm retiring, and that 10 years is mine. What are you going to do? I started to bluff them. Yes, I started to bluff them. I said, I'm going home. I could be under the coconut tree on the beach and drinking my nut and enjoying the weather. No, I tried to give them that nice story. They all surprised. He said, yeah, that 10 years is mine. I won't be working, but I'll be having a good holiday in Cook Island,
10-year
having a
holiday.
swim, yeah, do what I want. I mean, what I did, I just want to put something back to them. Eh? After all these years, they know who I am, but I am till I am. I never get anywhere. I learned that my handicap was the English I didn't pass. I didn't even pass when I left school. And the standard was, I thought it's good. I reached in Rarotonga the grade 8, which is the highest. But when I learned in New Zealand, they received my certificate from Rarotonga. The, the supervisor said, oh, you passed you graduated from Form 2. I've never heard Form 2. Whatever Form 2 is, I don't even know. I said, Form 2, yes. Then I turned around to my mate and said, hey, what is Form 2? He turned around and said, you know, those 10-year-old, something like that. I said, yes. They are the Form 2 in New Zealand. Eh? Then when I think back, I'm 15 that time when I left school, and yet the highest I reached was only Form 2. I really get mad. Eh? A 14, 15-year-old grown man with the knowledge of a 10-year-old. Well, I complained because the education at that time didn't even um, get better. Not until I left school, and 10 years later, they introduced the college. That Tirora College, you heard?
Mm-hmm.
That's when our children began to learn. I thought, oh, I miss all those years. I did start for the exam, the scholarship. If you pass 15 marks, you'll be sent to New Zealand in the college. So I struggled to do what I can, but at the end of the day, I just made up to 45 marks. Then unfortunately, they gave me a job in Rarotonga. Then when I retired, at the age of 90, I found that I'm doing better work. 2 weeks or 2 months I've been at home, a mate rang at work and said, oh, from university, would you like to come up and help me teaching and tutor of Cook Island language? I said, look, I've never been a teacher, and I don't even know how to do teaching it. But he said, but I know you're an elder in the church. I said, yes, I am. And he said, that's the same thing. How do you do your sermon? I said, no. He said, the same formality. Then I just agree, okay, I'll come. Now I got a bit scared because these children, mostly they speak English, right? Now I knew that knowledge today are getting further, more better today than yesterday. Yeah, and I realized myself is from yesterday, and I'm getting into the mixture of people of today or people of tomorrow. I was a bit hesitate because I may find myself behind, But after communicating with the tutor, the senior, he told me how to do it, to go back thing. Then I start to pick up slowly. Day after day, weeks after weeks, and month. Then I became familiar with the formality. Then I didn't hesitate. When I stood up in the class, I'd tell everybody off me. Now you have to make sure that the student listen to you, but you need to have a way how to communicate to them. Instead of getting at the people, we go with the people. Yeah. Then I find all the students they listen to me. I was quite happy. At the same time, I don't consider myself a lecturer, tutor. I consider myself as one of the students. We work together. It's easier for me to come down to their level than standing up alone. I'll be so isolated there. So coming down, I find that the students are talking to me. They ask questions, but they don't, not too many. If I can answer, I can. If I don't, I'll tell you I don't. And they get along with me like that. I was there for 6 years, and I enjoy it. These things that I found that time, I'm learning more in the space of 6 years when I was in the telecom for 30 years, yeah, or 40. I have a lot of new things learned that have a connection to the community. Yeah. Whereas at the work, I just work for myself and get paid to go home because you're working for this man, right? You're not working for others. Yeah. But at the university, you're working for the people as well. Yeah. And all of a sudden, I was awarded MBE, not for the work I'm involved in the university, but for the work I'm involved in the sport, church, and the culture. I don't know. When there's a sport, I'm there. I enjoy it. When there's a church, I'm there. I enjoy it. And not only enjoy it, later on I find I'm part of it, taking part in everything. And if there are culture, social work, social activities, I'm there. I keep myself alive in anything that comes. And today, I believe that I knew more people in New Zealand than many. When I'm talking about my involvement in sport, church, and culture, that includes my wife, me. But when I work at the telecom, that's me. We were involved in many things, from working as a radio operator, from being involved in Cook Islands Society. This is a group formed in 1964 to cater for the Cook Islands arriving in New Zealand, whether they need home, accommodation, or meet them at the airport. Or when we hear this kind of people coming over, we'll make sure that we get to the wharf to see them. These little things at that time, but it worked. Then we found that people here consider the Cook Island Society is somewhere to go to. Like today, if you need some money, you go to the Inland Revenue, yeah, to the Ministry of Defense, if you need help. Likewise, because we are the Cook Island Society, that's our purpose is to care for the people arriving here. When you get the job here, that's all right, you got your job. But what about the next one? Yeah. we are prepared to look after these people from 60 right up to 90. We were still doing things like that. And in 2014, we celebrated 50 years anniversary. 50 years anniversary. In 2003, we celebrate the sport, Cook Island Sport 50th anniversary in New Zealand. Now that is something unusual for a group. Normally the group can get together after 10 years, they disappear. After 20, disappear. 30, but the Cook Island Sport stays on to 50 years, then they celebrate. And the Cook Island Society stay right up to 50 years, they celebrate in 2014. That celebration is a time to look back. If it weren't for Grace and Dad in the society in 1960, then we won't have a society today. So it's a time of looking back and appreciating their job with what they have done. I think many people don't think like that. When they celebrate for themselves today. This is us. We got there. But how did you get there? It must be a beginning. They forgot about the beginning, only the last leg. And no, that's how I think. And then at the end of 95, we found again that we can't make the number for the following year. Then the university had to close it. They closed the office, but they retained the language under another faculty looked after by a papa. And they asked if we want to continue to apply for it. I thought, if I apply, I find I have a papa. No, I have a papa looking down at me again. Whereas they've been doing that to me for the last 60 years. To me, I want to look down at them, rather than them looking down at me. That kind of feeling, eh? I just, yes, so instead of going to Rotterdam and spend my 10 years there, I spend it over here. And I find when you get to 70, you're still good. But then again, I think the law said you are retired. Perhaps it's up to you. Yeah. If you have other aims to do while you can, then that's what you're going to do. Rather than staying there, abiding with their ruling, pick up that and put it over there, pick up that and take it over, pick it up then put it. Doing the same thing all over again. Get out and do something new. Actually, my encouragement to our students is to be your own boss. I said, you're getting there, you are being educated to learn more so that you can run your own self. And I said, because when we came here in the 60s, I find all our children with their mothers going to the cleaning at night. And their mothers are doing the cleaning while the girls are taking all the rubbish out. I said, it's all right, because on the table is the papa. He's telling you what to do, what not to do. You get paid. But you're not going to do that work all the time. Either you stop work here or you get behind that table. It's your turn to turn around and tell people what to do. I said, we can do it. It's up to everyone to think what you want to do. Rather than saying, I think I can. I said, that's the problem with us. Because there's many kinds of people. There are people who said, I can. And there are people who said, I won't. And there are people who said, I will not. Yeah. So if you are a people who can, you can do it. If you are people who can't, then you can't do it. Yeah? I spoke to the student one time. I said, you students are wasting the education. They turned around and look at me. Why? Why is that, Papa? I said, plenty food on the table. You only came here and pick up a biscuit and then talk to your mate. 2 o'clock, come home. Why didn't you spend your time and have it all? Yeah. Because, to be honest, the brilliant student in the university here is from the Cook Island. They all turn around because most of them are from New Zealand. Eh? Then yes, that's my uh, that's my investigation of the student. Those from the Cook Island, they only been here for 3 years, and they are the brightest, the new people. And one girl said, "Why is that?" He said, "Because they were staying here for 3 years, and they want to make sure when they go home, they qualify. If you don't qualify, you don't want to go home. You'll be uh, you'll be isolated to your family down. So make sure you pass, then the family will be happy. That is why everything you got on the table here, they ate it. They ate everything in 3 years, then went back home. But you people, you come to school, you have other things to do. You leave school and go out. Why? Because the food is there all the time. You come back tomorrow, it's still there. You come back the next day, it's still there. Because you live here, eh? You don't go away. That is why I'm praising the students from the Cook Island. And I said, if I had it during my time, I wouldn't be talking to you. And one said, oh, why is that? Where would you be? I said, for sure, if I had the food during my time, I could be a manager at some supermarket, or I could be an MP. They start laughing. And then I said, who knows, I may be a prime minister. And another girl said, oh. I said, yes, but to be sure, to be honest to you, if I had all this education during my time, I won't be standing talking to you. Just because I never had it, so I'm here talking to you. Then some of them realize what I'm saying, eh? That I get a better knowledge. Then what the point of talking to these children? You have better job in the parliament or something. Then they realize what I meant about education. Education is very important. Not now, after, because these are the struggling time. You struggle to get everything you want, but you don't get anything easy. You plant a apple tree, you don't eat tomorrow. You had that tree had to struggle for 5 years before you give it fruit. Like you have to struggle for 5 years before you're qualified. They all think that it began to make sense to them, eh? But I'm only trying to encourage you. Don't waste your time. I've never been to university or I've never been to any college. My education is primary, and that is Form 2. And you are lucky. You have to change, make the most of it. And the last 5 years, I haven't been to university. It could be changed now. And I said to myself, well, I am in a new age. Eh? From 96 to sometimes 20 years. Eh? A long time. Everything changed. People change. So while you're there, make the most of it. I'm not saying that you study and study and study. No. You study, when you get tired, relax. You need to have good food. You need to have exercise because you need a strong body. There's no point of studying having a big head and a weak body. And there's no point of having a big body with nothing in the head. So they have to work them and balance them. If you have a good exercise, you'll find when you sit on the table, you won't fall asleep. You will study. Your mind will be clear. You're thinking. But if your body are weak, that will interfere with your thinking. Then you get tired and sleepy and leave everything. Never give up. You never stop studying until you die. Even now, I'm still surrounded with many books. I'm interested to pick it up and read and write something. And I'm trying to catch up what I have done in Kubani. Oh, I'm still a muddler. Because the information I need, little information is gone too. Although I regret that my beginning was a bit rough or not compared to others, but I managed to get around. I used my failure as a stepping stone. Yeah. Instead of kicking your feet on that failure, step on it. If you step on it, you get higher. Then you see further. If you step on the ground, you only feel distant. But with that stepping stone, that's why when you look at something, you need to get higher. And that stepping stone was my failure. Stop kicking at it. When I say stop kicking, that means stop, stop groaning, stop crying onto your failure. Because when people get failed, they cry. Oh, I made a mistake. I shouldn't be doing that. To me, of course, you should be, but stop doing it and think better. Yesterday you were crying. You don't need to be crying again tomorrow. Because you have learned yesterday not to continue crying. Why? Because you are on a higher level of thinking. Your failure always sometimes interfere. Yeah. You may be thinking something good and writing then another idea of your failure crept in, then you stop. So make that a stepping stone. Get out. I'm better today than yesterday. You know I'll be best tomorrow than me. When I was in Raro, I never thought of coming to New Zealand. My boundary is Rarotonga. Oh, when I look at the ocean, that could be my boundary. But because my families are all here, and they want me as I'm the first of the elder, with the last two of our family, the children, that two to Nicolai, two to John Timmy, two African, one of the last of the family, and the younger brother. Took it out. I have to bring them to New Zealand on a plane. So we came on a plane free up to Auckland. My mother arrived the next day on a train, because up, bring to Wellington. And I said, where are we going? We're going to Wellington. I thought Wellington is somewhere out in Auckland. I didn't even know that New Zealand is a big land, big place. I thought Wellington is just when you pass Auckland, then Wellington. Yes, we pass Auckland, then Wellington, but miles away, 500 miles. Oh, we could be back in Rotterdam then. And then I said to my mother, what time you arrived in Wellington? I thought from 4 o'clock, 6 or 7. At 8 a.m. tomorrow. I thought traveling on the train. But I enjoy because I never been on a train. Got to Wellington the next morning, it's cold. And yet it's October in New Zealand. To me, it's cold. And on a taxi. Where are we, Dad? I mean, Dad, where are we going? We're home. Where? Low Hut. When they write letter to me, I had the knowledge that they are very close. Auckland, Wellington, Porirua, things like that. But when I got here, where's the Low Hut? 0,005 years? Yeah. Miles away. That indicates in my mind that was so small when I'm your time. When I got here, the big island. How far you get there? 2 hours, 3 hours. Then after years here, I got used to the distance. And I went back to Rotorua. 20 years later, I find Rotorua very small. There's a shop I used to go there on a bike because at that time it's far. I have to get a bicycle to go to the shop. And yet I can only walk. Yeah, that gives me the idea how small my mind at that time. But I never thought of getting out of Rotorua. And today I expand my vision outside the boundary to New Zealand, and I realize New Zealand is a big island. I only wish that Rotorua is 4 or 5 times bigger to make an island, a land. When I look at Kapiti Island up there, I thought, oh, the same as Rotorua.